darkness.
Or maybe
the one of the family has placed judgment upon you.
And I told the lovely brethren, most of money go to I told them in the stage yesterday.
I love God too much. God will not go into anything that you didn't invite him to. Israel and in suffering in Egypt
for 430 years.
Israel never said a word.
And
And God didn't intervene to it. You see that you say God didn't see. It's God saw that there is suffering. It is you that you satisfy enduring with the lapo money. If you refuse to speak, your God will not say anything. It is you that you are satisfied that you are in the depth of your rent and apartment. If you refuse to say anything, God will not intervene to it. Truly, you are a Christian. You are even speaking in tongues. We thank God for the gift of the Spirit. We thank God for your holiness. Do you know that you can go to heaven in that suffering? Now I was telling you now. If the same heaven that Abraham go, that you also are pursuing. If he's suffering in this earth, he never as well suffer again. If you are a slave in this earth, in never again you are going to be a slave. There are two Lazarus in the Bible. There is just something like there is two Lazarus in the Bible. One, he was a beggar under the table of the rich man. He was even pleading in the bosom of the Abraham in heaven. And there is other Lazarus that Jesus called out of the grave. Both of them are Lazarus by name. One obtained mercy, but the other one couldn't get the mercy. In this prayer that is going now, for you that you are here in the first section, and you that you are connected with us in the internet,
anywhere in the world,
I raise up a judgment. Every power that is condemning you, amen, they enter into the grave for you. This is the prayer of the heroes. It's a intercontinental prayer. This is where something lies. Lord, condemn them. Lord, I have completed my justice in darkness. Look at me. No matter how you're born again, maybe, if you refuse to ask for judgment, God will fold his arms and be looking at you. On the day that Israel groaned unto the Lord,
Exodus chapter 2 verse 23.
Exodus chapter 2 verse 23.
Exodus 2:23. Only Israel is
and he said the Israel.
Yes, ma. Yes, ma.
The Israel, what did they do?
But tell them one sorrow.
But before they didn't say anything.
Allah knows sorrow.
And God didn't say a word at all. But the day they shouted, God said, truly, so this thing is paining you. I didn't know. Now you have called upon me now. We are here as well. We are here groaning for judgment. We are here to groan for judgment. If you refuse to groan for judgment, the people of the families will not leave you. If you refuse to cry for judgment, that mother will not allow you to go. If you refuse to cry for judgment, that person that seated upon the chair that is saying, you know, I'm anything, will not lift you alone. This is where something lies. Father! The people in Nekpe, they even shouted more than you here.
Baba!
Say, Father! Arise for fight. Over every power that is condemned.
Oh, yeah. Akosokotoye Musa. Edide Jakadi. Lori agbára tó dá mi lẹ́bi. Edide Jakadi. Ó sọ̀rọ̀. Ela enu ike sọ̀rọ̀. Edide Jakadi. Olúwa dìde Jakadi. Lórí agbára tó ń dá mi lẹ́bi. Agbára tó ń dá àwọn ọmọ mi lẹ́bi. Mi ò gbọ́. Ó sọ̀rọ̀. Mi ò gbọ́ ẹ. Láàánú ẹ kò sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀. Jésù Olúwa. Nígbà tó bá kọ̀ tó bá sọ̀rọ̀.
When you refuse to cry for help,
Ọlọ́run náà yóò máa wò ẹ́.
God will be looking at you.
Ìdásí ọ̀run.
The intervention of heaven
Ariwo ayé ní dúdé.
is waiting for the noise of the head.
Ibi ni wàhálà wa.
This is where the problem lies.
Ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn ọmọ Ọlọ́run.
Many of the children of God
Òní wọ́n kú sí yàrá ẹ̀bí.
are dying in the room of poverty affliction.
Torí wọ́n pé ọ̀tá wọn sí gbọ̀ngàn ìdájọ́.
Because they refuse to call their enemy to the auditorium of judgment.
Ó pe ọ̀tá ẹ sí gbọ̀ngàn ìdájọ́.
You will call your enemy to the auditorium of judgment.
Láì pe ọ̀tá ẹ sí gbọ̀ngàn ìdájọ́.
Without calling your enemy to the auditorium of judgment,
Gbèsè ló èlò ayé ẹ̀.
you will spend your whole life in debt, in penury.
Kò sínú àkọọ́lẹ̀ ọ̀run
It's not even written of heaven concerning your
pé
life
kó o fi gbèsè parí ìrìn
that you
àjò
should
ẹ̀.
end your journey in debt.
But nígbà tó o bá ti pe ọ̀tá ẹ sí gbọ̀ngàn
But when you
ìdájọ́.
refuse to call enemy to the auditorium of judgment,
Ọ̀tá yóò jàre ẹkún.
enemy will justify you even to the day of your last day on the
Èyí ni
earth.
Dáfídì mọ̀.
This is what David knew.
Dáfídì wípé
David said,
ní ọjọ́ tí n bá ti lè
and the day
pariwo,
that I could able to shout,
ọ̀tá mi yóò pẹ̀yìn dá.
my enemy will depart from my life.
Àjọ wa kẹ́mi ìléni ni.
We are all coming here together to cry unto God.
Àmúwé ìdájọ́ wá sí ìrántí.
We are bringing the book of judgment to
Láì
remembrance.
múwé ìdájọ́ wá sí
Without bringing the book
ìrántí.
of judgment to remembrance,
Ọ̀tá yóò yọ ẹlẹ́nu lọ́jọ́ kú ẹ̀.
enemy will disturb you to the day of your
Ó máa ń
death.
dùn mí.
It pains me a lot
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹni tó ní orí ọ̀fẹ́
as someone that has the privilege
láti rí àṣírí àwọn èèyàn
to
nínú
see the
iṣẹ́.
secret of the people in this work.
Nígbà tí n bá rí àwọn ọlọ́mọge
When I say young ladies,
35,
ọmọ ọdún márùndínlógójì,
30,
ọmọ ọdún ọgbọ̀n,
40 years,
ogójì ọdún,
50 years
àádọ́ta ọdún,
tó ń wọkọ̀.
still looking for husband.
Ìbéèrè mi ni pé
My question is this:
ọjọ́ wo ni yóò tó bí àkọ́bí ẹ̀?
when are you going to give birth to your first child?
Bóyá ló dá nǹkan mọ̀.
Maybe you didn't know anything.
Ẹ̀sán, ní Áfíríkà,
In Africa,
ìlànà ìgbé ayé àwọn èèyàn wa kò bá ìlànà ayé àtọ̀run mu.
the way people are living in Africa is not according to the constitution of heaven and earth.
Ẹ bá mi sọ̀tọ̀rọ̀.
Now, say the truth to me now.
Ọmọ 40 years ti sọ pé Olúwa ó bá mi mú wa, ta ni mú wa?
A child of 40 years, they say, Lord, bring it. Who are they bringing for him?
In fact, to be frank,
Láti sọ òdodo fún yín.
age of 40 years
Ọmọ ogójì ọdún.
kò yẹ kó gbin fún ọmọ bíbí mọ́.
You see, they're supposed to be experiencing or going to the labor room again.
Ó ti ń rẹ àgọ́ ara ẹ̀.
Your body is getting weakened.
In fact, gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn oníṣègùn òyìnbó àti
According to
onímọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀
the medical
nípa ètò
experts
ìlera
concerning delivering,
láti 45 years lọ sókè.
láti ọmọ ọdún márùnlélógójì.
Tó o bá lóyún,
If you are pregnant,
abẹ́ bọ́yá ló máa bíye.
it's under, maybe I go to delivery safely. It's under maybe.
Ọmọ lè yè kí wọ́n kú.
The child might come out safely, but you might die.
Torí o ti kọjá kó gbígbìn.
Because you have surpassed the stages of you delivering, groaning.
Kó gbígbìn fún ìrọbí ọmọ
At
ẹ̀.
the stage of groaning for your child bites,
Kò kọjá 35 years.
it doesn't go above 35 years.
Láti 35 years
From
lọ.
35 years above,
Tó o bá lóyún,
if you are pregnant,
bọ́yá ni
it's under maybe
lọ máa bì.
that you're going to deliver safely.
Kó o sì yé.
It's not possible.
Ìdí nìyẹn tí cesarean fi pọ̀.
That's why cesarean many.
Ìdí nìyẹn tó fi ń ṣiṣẹ́ abẹ.
That is why they're going to do surgical operation.
Torí ẹni tó fẹ́ bímọ.
Because the person that wants to give birth,
Inú àpò rí ò lágbára mọ́.
the home inside is not powerful again.
Ìjàkadì bíbí ọmọ ẹ ti
The
reduce.
wrestling of the childbirth has been reducing.
Yóò ṣe mí láàánú fún
It
àǹtí.
will be pitying me for this sister.
Ó wà bí wọ́n dé dóde 30 years.
You are here and they are
Wọ́n dúró dóde 35 years.
Stop to the age of 35
Ó
years.
bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìdájọ́.
Didn't ask of your judgment.
Fún ìdájọ́ wá sí ìrántí.
Bring judgment me into remembrance. Before the enemy is taking because this is why I want you to pray. God has stopped my life. Receive your judgment of the grave.
Agbára tó dá ayé mi dúró. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ dí bàbá mi lọ́wọ́ tẹ́ fẹ́ dé mi ọmọ lọ́wọ́. Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀, ẹ sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ lanu ẹ kọ́ pé irú àdó àwọn lè gbà yìí. Ó jù bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó jù bẹ́ẹ̀. Yes. Hola.
In Lagos, they invited me to someone to come and preach. After my ministration, the man of God said I should come into his office. When I get into the office, the man of God said, look at this work. I said, I see it. Big church with even a condition. I said, I could see it. Look at these great people. I said, I could see them. Look at these big cars. I said, I could see everything. He said, but there is no joy in this church. I said, you haven't given birth to any child? It's the first day that I learned a lesson. I said, you haven't given birth? I look at the standing roller that was played beside the office. I could see that it was a birthday of that pastor of the daddy.
75 years.
I asked him, how old is mommy now? They said mommy is about to go to 60 years. I said they should call mommy. As mommy entered into the office, mommy was questioning daddy. He said, you have explained to him. Look at what made them to cry most. The child that passed through them that they trained. One of them want to marry. And they advised the lady that she shouldn't marry that man. Listen to what that lady said. You want to stop me the same way your life is stopped. A child that they took to their house, that they raised, trained, nurtured. Nursery school, secondary school, grammar,
university level,
university,
first degree,
second degree. They want to marry. That day the lady told them, if truly, if you're the one that gave birth to me, they were explaining to me and they were crying. They said, it's not the only one that will do same thing to them like that. Listen to what the husband of that lady said. He said, you are not my in-law. And the husband of this lady that is talking, he is also a pastor in one big ministry. In one of the ministry that is raining and they call him fire. He is also a pastor there. And the woman, they wept that day. The father said, plead to God on my behalf. What is my sin? I learned a lesson for the first time. Look at their age. And with their service before the Lord. With the great church that they have. That they say, I as a young child, as a prophet, I should beg God on their behalf. I should not pray that kind of prayer while standing. I knelt down. I shouted in the name of Jesus. I prostrated. Daddy prostrated. Mommy prostrated. I heard the voice of the Lord. The Lord said, son, today is the first that they are saying this to me. I was so amazed, surprised. The Lord said, I should ask the wife. She normally say, these one are our children as well. He's calling another child, their own child, the child that you are raising for their parents. And all those child, they nurture them, they grow, and they return back to their parents. You that you are helping another child to take care of their own. Shout loud. I was so surprised that I said, thus say the Lord of hosts. And both of them continue to weep again. To the glory of the Lord. They have a son now. They call his name Samuel. But it's a pity that they couldn't have more than one. Because of the age. Even before mommy were able to deliver that one. They were saying the pregnant in Nigeria, they have to transfer mommy to America so that the mommy go under surgical operation before she could deliver. Because the body has been growing old, the age is challenging him. It's not a matter of words, not even a curse. They cannot eat from the fruits of that boy. They can train him. That the Lord has taken away their reproach. But they cannot eat from the labor of other child. A child that the mommy had gave birth to.
To 60 years.
Going to 60 years.
They're
supposed to be seeing their grandchild. A child that daddy gave birth to you.
Age of 76 years.
Say, Father,
I
ask for judgment.
Lord,
The fact that is wasted.
Oh yeah. Ekede ìdájọ́ ẹ̀yin agbára tó fa àkókò mi ṣòfò. Ó sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ ó sọ̀rọ̀. Mi ò gbẹ. Ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ fún ìdájọ́. Ọ̀run ìdájọ́ gbígbóná sí lórí wọn. Ẹni tó jókòó sí yàrá ìnira lórí mi. Ọ̀run ìdájọ́ gbígbóná. Ẹ sí lórí wọn. Ẹni tó jókòó sí yàrá ìnira lórí àwọn ọmọ mi. Ọ̀run ìdájọ́ gbígbóná sí. Ẹni tó jókòó sí yàrá ìnira lórí ìyàwó mi. Ọ̀run ìdájọ́ gbígbóná sí. Ẹni tó jókòó sí yàrá ìnira lórí iṣẹ́ mi. Jésù Olúwa. Ẹ wojú mi sọ.
Look at my face.
Ọ̀pọ̀ Kristẹni ni ó jìyà bí arúfin.
Many Christians will suffer like a criminal.
Look
at me. I love him so much. He loves prayer. He's a prophet of Baptist Church.
Baptist one reverend.
Baptist reverend. But he is a prophet. Prophet from Baptist Church. Look at me, Daddy. I was in Lagos 2 days ago. At the night, fire fell down. They were picking people from the rock. And there were a lot of people there. And when I discovered that these people don't allow me to go on time, I said we will go and return. They were expecting, they couldn't see me. This morning they called me. They said people are asking for you. They were asking that where's Prophet Oni? I said tell them I'm coming. Look at me, sir. Look at what I want to bring out. I was praying. Release this key. The key of blessing. The Lord said, which of it? It's not in my hand. Take it from the powerful one of your family house. I said, the powerful one, which one? He said, the powerful wicked one of your family that is seated upon the key of earth. I said, my whole yes. The Lord said, all the children from your house. I said, Lord, but you have been helping us. Let's shout again here. Father, bring it to judgment. The person that sitting in the room of my work, take it to judgment. He that sitting in the room of my life, my life couldn't receive help. Bring them into judgment. Oh, yeah. Báwo ló ṣe pray? Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ mú wá sí ìdájọ́. Alágbára tó jókòó sí yàrá iṣẹ́ mi. Ẹ mú wá sí ìdájọ́. Báwo ló ṣe ṣe? Yes. I told them my son yesterday. When you have money, when there's money in your hand, no child. When child comes, no money again. I said this one is a terrible battle. Don't thought the problem in your family has been conquered. This problem is yet to be conquered. It just changed end, changed style. It just changed end. When there is money, it didn't give you joy. When joy comes, it packed all the money from your hand. Are you ready to wrestle with that problem now? You're the problem that seated in the room of my house. You'll be surprised that if you refuse to pray, my youth, look at me. The problem that rises against your parents, it is not after them. It is you that you are the target of the problem. It's tied against you through them, so that they'll not be able to take it to where you want to get to in life. He has to say that your prayer will take it to before you say I surrender. You'll be surprised that they stay with you. They won't allow you to go on time. You'll be surprised that any problem that starts with your parents, that affect your education, your future is in trouble. You will be enslaved the same way parents did. You will go into slave the same your father did. Your battle, you are seated in the room of judgment in my work because of my destiny. Go into the grave.
ẹ sọ̀rọ̀. ẹ sọ̀rọ̀. láìnú ẹ kò sọ̀rọ̀. mi ò gbọ́. láìnú ẹ. Yes.
Look at my face. Let me tell you the truth. I will soon round up this section. Will you give people time? Everybody will scatter under the tree there. You will be query with God. Because very soon they'll still rang another bell. You will come inside again. Should I ask you, my son, were you trained that you're going to spend all your life in debt? Let me ask you, all the promises that the prophets prophesy into your life and the revelation of your night, is this the end? Look at my face. Is the enemy that stop you? God sees them. In as much as you refuse to talk, God will not speak anything. God never go into anything that you didn't invite him to. He has the power to stop the enemy. But he won't say anything because you also refuse to talk. You are looking at me. This is where I want you to pray. If you have the grace to travel to another country in the world, you know that Africa is lacking behind. You are lacking behind. And it is a pity. They say one of the most beautiful community to live or to reside in is Africa community. We have arable land. In the world, where you go to get the grass that will grain like this? Especially Arab country, Turkey, Arabian country, Asia country. If you see a big tree, that means they plant it. Where are you going to see it? Where are you going to see a ground that you pick the soil and the soil will be loamy soil? Organic fertilizer. They are using organic fertilizer. Our visitor that came from abroad, they caught a plantain at the back of guest house and they now begin to snap it. They said, since where they see a plantain that is big and beautiful like this, on the third day they use it to make they fry it for them. They ate it and they went to keep it the remaining. They said, since where they see something like this, our community is good, but our destiny didn't speak. Because of the callous that seated with our destiny at the room. And if you refuse to ask for judgment over them now, they won't allow you to go freely. God himself told Moses. Moses listened.
Exodus chapter 3 verse 19.
Moses listened. I knew that the king of Egypt allowed you to go anywhere unless if power could further them. I knew the king of Egypt not allow the sons of your family to go. There is a Pharaoh in your generation. And that's the time that none of your child will be significant. There is a Pharaoh in your family. At the time that you're not in this house, that none of them will be amount to something important. Look at the father that was talking about them in the beginning. Why is it that until when they have an encounter with me, that they have a child for the first time in their life, and they were not able to give back to another one again? They called the name of that boy Samuel.
6.5 years now.
The age of that boy is going to 6.5 years now.
Mommy ò lè bí mi.
The mommy cannot give back to another one.
Wọ́n tọ́jú ọmọ tí wọ́n ní jèrè ẹ̀.
They are taking care of the child that they will not reap over them.
Tí ó padà gbé orúkọ ìdílé wọn ró.
That will still lift up the name of the family again.
Torí.
Because.
Òòrùn ti kan rí kan tó bí.
The sun has already gone down before they were able to give birth to that child.
Ibi ni wàhálà wa.
This is where the problem is.
Ọjẹ́ tètè ké.
You better cry now.
Kígbẹ́ tó lọ.
Before your time will go over you.
Ẹ jà fún mi lójú ọjọ́.
Fight for me on time.
Mo béèrè ìdájọ́.
I ask for judgment.
Lórí agbára tó ń pọ́n mi lójú.
Over the part that is causing me.
Ó yára. Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀. Láàánú ẹ kò sọ̀rọ̀. Láàánú ẹ. Mi ò gbẹ́. Ó sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ ò sọ̀rọ̀. Mi ò gbẹ́. Yes. Hola. Jeremiah 20:11 pé ṣùgbọ́n Olúwa ń bẹ lọ́dọ̀ mi bí akọni ẹlẹ́rù nítorí náà àwọn tó ń ṣe inú bínú yóò ṣubú wọn kì yóò lè borí ojú yóò tì wọ́n gidigidi nítorí pé wọn kò ṣe rere a kì yóò gbàgbé ìtìjú wọn láéláé. Yes sir. Ten 11, Jeremiah.
But the Lord is with me as a mighty, terrible one.
Yes, sir.
Therefore, my persecutors shall stumble.
Yes, sir.
And they shall not prevail.
Yes, sir.
They shall be greatly ashamed.
Yes,
for
sir.
they shall not prosper. Their everlasting confusion shall never be forgotten.
Now, back now, Jeremiah 11:20. Ṣùgbọ́n Ọlọ́run àwọn ọmọ ogun onídàájọ́ àti òdìdọ́ tó ń dá àyà àti inú wo èmi ò rí ìgbọ̀nsẹ̀ rẹ̀ lórí wọn nítorí ìwọ ni mo fi ọ̀ràn mi lé lọ́wọ́.
But O Lord of hosts, that judges righteously, that tries the reins and the hearts, let me see thy vengeance on them, for unto thee I will reveal my cause.
Láì béèrè fún ìdájọ́.
Without asking for judgment.
Ọ̀tá yóò yọ ẹlẹ́nu yóò tún jàre ẹ̀.
Anyone will disturb you and will still be justified over you.
Kò ní ìyá ẹlẹ́nu àwọn tí ọ̀tá pa tí wọ́n kú tán tí ọ̀tá dẹ̀ lọ church lọ́dẹ̀ lọ fàyè fún Jésù.
You won't be surprised. A lot of people that the enemy kill after their death, the enemy will go to the church and still give his life to Jesus.
Ọ̀kan nínú agbára tí ọ̀tá ní ọ̀tá lè dá yí ẹ padà sẹ́yìn wọ́n lè pàṣẹ fún òrùn ẹ kó dó ní ajá lónìí títí di ọjọ́ ikú ẹ.
One of the power that the enemy has, they can cause your life to retrogress. They can cause your son to stay in that journey to the day of your death.
Ibi ni wàhálà wà.
This is where the problem lies.
Wọ́n ní agbára
They have the
ìfàsẹ́yìn.
power of retrogression.
Wọ́n ní ẹ̀mú ìdádúró.
They have a trap of staying you on the same spot.
Wọ́n ní orí ọ̀fẹ́ ìfisòfò.
They have the grace of wasting.
Bí Kristẹni ò bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ fún
If
ìdájọ́.
Christian refuses to ask for judgment,
Yàrá ọ̀tá ni yóò ti jẹ dọjọ́ kú ẹ̀.
you are going to hit at the room of your enemy to the day of
Ohun
your
tó
death.
yà mí lẹ́nu.
What surprises me is that
Ohun tó yẹ kí wọ́n ní.
what they're supposed to have,
Wọ́n fún wọn bí ohun ìrànlọ́wọ́
they
wọn.
were giving them as things as to help them.
Ẹ jẹ́ gbàdúrà sá.
Let us pray, everybody.
Ẹ̀yin agbára tẹ wà tẹ ẹ wò mí. Ẹ̀yin agbára tẹ jókòó sí yàrá ìpọ́njú ayé mi.
You power that seated in the room of my affliction of my life.
ìdájọ́ ké lórí yín.
Judgment cry over you.
Ó yá. Ọjọ́ sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀. Mi ò gbẹ́ nígbà tó ń sọ̀rọ̀. Láàánú ẹ kò sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ̀bùrẹ́. Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀. Jésù. Ẹ̀la. Ìdájọ́ tí a kọ.
The written judgment.
Ìdájọ́ kan wà tí a kọ.
That is a judgment that has been written.
Láì yẹ̀wò.
Without checking it.
Ló jẹ́ máa fi hàn nínú Bíbélì.
That is why I'm showing you in the scripture.
Gbogbo àwọn ìdájọ́ tí a kọ.
All the judgment that has been written.
Ó ní agbára bí Kristẹni.
You have a power as a Christian.
Láti fìdí ẹ̀ múlẹ̀.
To establish it.
Lórí àwọn tó ní ọ lára.
Over all those that are disturbing your life.
Ìfẹ́ Ọlọ́run kọ́.
It is not the will of God.
Kó má dàgbà náà àìní.
That you are growing in affliction and poverty.
Ìfẹ́ Ọlọ́run kọ́.
It is not the will of God.
Kọ́mọ ẹ̀ máa ṣagbe.
That your child is a beggar.
Kí ọmọ ẹ̀ máa ṣagbe.
That his child should be a beggar.
Ìfẹ́ Ọlọ́run kọ́.
It is not the will of God.
Kì í ṣe ìfẹ́ Ọlọ́run àǹtí mi.
It's not the will of God, my sister.
Kó rí n tó wù ẹ́.
That you see what you like that pleases you.
Kó má lè ní.
But you couldn't be able to have it.
Kó ń ṣe ìfẹ́ Ọlọ́run.
It is not the will of God.
Káyé ẹ máa sáré kó má bá ẹgbẹ́.
That your life could be running and you not be able to equal with your mates.
Kì í ṣe ìfẹ́ Ọlọ́run.
It is not the will of God.
Kóòrùn àkọyọ ẹ yọ láago 5 ìrọ̀lẹ́.
That your first one should come out at 5 in the evening.
Kó sùpẹ́ ẹ yọ láago 6 àárọ̀.
That your moon should come out at the 6 o'clock in the morning.
Kò wúlò.
It's not useful again.
Kò wúlò.
It's meaningless again.
Ibi ni wọ́n lọ́wọ́.
This is where the problem is.
Mo gbà.
Do not allow, do not agree.
Kọ́tà dá ẹ lẹ́jọ́ ojú kan.
That the enemy should justify and be on the same spot.
Yàrí báyìí.
This is now, insist.
Kán má bàa mú ọmọ ẹ náà.
So that they will not capture your child again.
Ẹni dá ọ dúró.
The person that had the power to stop
Tó
your
o
life.
bá ṣẹ́gun ẹ̀.
If you refuse to deliver, conquer him.
Ọmọ ẹ ló kàn.
Your child is the next.
Are you ready?
Ṣé ẹ ti ṣetán?
Are you ready?
Ẹ ti ṣetán báyìí.
Ẹ̀yin áńgẹ́lì ìjàkadì.
You the angel of wrestling.
Ẹ dìde lórí ọ̀rọ̀ mi.
Arise over my cause.
Mo sọ fún ọmọ mi tó wà ní Bẹ́tẹ̀. Celestial Bẹ́tẹ̀ àbí kí náà
I
wí.
told my child in Celestial Bethel.
Wọ́n ní kí wọ́n bá wọn parí ìpàdé mọ́. Mo débẹ̀ bọ̀.
I got
Mo wò
there
wọ́n.
and look at them.
Mo ń ṣe gbogbo tẹ́ ń ṣe
You
látàárọ̀.
see, all this thing that you have been doing since the beginning,
Iṣẹ́ ẹ̀sìn lẹ́ ń ṣe.
you are just doing work of service.
Ẹ tí wọ náà fàáyàn mọ́ yín.
You haven't worked a way for your destiny.
Gbogbo ìyá tó ń ṣe tútútútú.
All those mothers that they are saying, release.
Oyè Mùsùlùmọ́.
I wink my nose at them.
Ẹ dìde.
Everybody stand up.
Ẹ kága kó lẹ̀.
Pack all the chairs.
Ìgbà tí ọwọ́ mi tẹ̀ wọ́n.
When I'm able to catch them,
Láàrin 1.5 hours.
within 1.5 hours,
Wọ́n mọ̀ pé nǹkan wà.
they know that something exists.
Lójú ẹsẹ̀.
And immediately,
Mo sọ fún wọn.
I told them,
Mo ní now.
Báyìí,
Ìyanu fẹ́ máa ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí.
miracle is beginning to happen now.
Kò ní ìdí pẹ́ ń díjú.
You don't need to close your eyes.
Ẹ lajú yín lẹ̀ náà.
Open your eyes.
Mo sì pe àdúrà fún
And
un.
I call prayer point for them.
Lójú ẹsẹ̀.
Immediately,
Ìyanu bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣẹlẹ̀.
miracle began to flow.
Àwọn gan jẹ́rìí ẹ̀.
Even they also testify into it.
Nínú ìtàn Celestial Church.
And the history of Celestial Church,
Eléyìí ò ṣẹlẹ̀ rí.
this has never happened.
Ọjọ́ jẹ́ kí n bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ tọrọ.
Let me tell you the truth.
Tó o bá ké.
If you refuse to shout,
Wọ́n á dá òrùn ẹ padà sẹ́yìn.
they will retrogress your song back
Ní ìṣiṣẹ́ mẹ́wàá.
in the 6 feet.
Ọlọ́run ò dẹ̀ ní sọ̀rọ̀.
And God will not say anything
Torí wọ́n gan ò sọ̀rọ̀.
because you also didn't say anything.
Ní ọjọ́ tí Ísírẹ́lì ké.
And the day that Israel shouted, cried,
Wọ́n gbin fún ẹ̀san.
they groaned for help. Then God arise.
You
will be surprised. You can die in the room of promises. In as much as you are unable to catch the one that holds the key.